Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. My name is Drago, and welcome to my Dark Souls 3 Platinum Trophy Guide. In today's episode, I'm going to go ahead and cover probably one of the toughest challenges you encounter on your way to Dark Souls 3 Platinum Trophy. And that's right, as you probably noticed by my position, this is going to be a Darkmoon Blade farming episode. Now, the reason why this is probably the toughest part of the trophy is because currently Blades of the Darkmoon and Blue Sentinel Covenants don't function very well. And by that I mean you will probably not be getting a lot of invasions unless you get in really lucky. I know a lot of people have been complaining about this, and I've experienced this problem as well. Now, there recently has been another fix to the Covenant. However, I'm playing offline right now, and I haven't really noticed much of the effects since I've downloaded the patch. Now, the reason why this Covenant kind of sucks right now is because it can only invade when a player who is a member of Way of the Blue Covenant is invaded by either a Mountain Maker invader or a Red invader. So you will be summoned to the world of Way of the Blue Covenant member to assist them. However, a lot of players don't wear Way of the Blue Covenant sigil from mid to late game, so it kind of makes it tough. And also there are a lot of people currently trying to farm Proof of Concord, which is the Covenant item that you need in order to get the Darkmoon Blade. So right now there's just a lot of people who are trying to get there, and there aren't a lot of people who are wearing Way of the Blue sigils, which makes it tough. Now, there's also a way to farm for Darkmoon Blade Covenant, and that is by killing Silver Knights in Anor Londo. Now, these guys have a small percentage chance of dropping a Proof of Concord. Now, this is what you're looking for. Proof of Concord Kept, and this is a Covenant item that shows a proof a Dark Spirit was felled by a Blue Sentinel. You get it by killing Silver Knights in Anor Londo, or you can get it if you get a successful invasion and help a member of the Way of the Blue Covenant kill an invader. So since the invasions for Blades of the Darkmoon and Blue Sentinels are kind of broken right now, one of the better ways to farm for this Covenant item is by killing Silver Knights in Anor Londo. Now, in order to farm for it most effectively, I suggest having a Covetous Gold Serpent Ring on. If you have +2 from New Game ++, that would be the best. And also having Hornet Ring on to kill Silver Knights as quickly as possible. And having Rusted Coins equipped to bump up your discovery rate. Also, if you happen to have a Symbol of Avarice drop from a Mimic, which is basically a Mimic head, that works very well also because it increases your item discovery. But I don't have it on this character, so I'm not gonna have it equipped. Also, I do apologize, this is a different character that I'm playing on my Platinum Trophy walkthrough, because this is gonna be my Dex Faith build, and my main build that I'm using to complete the Platinum Trophy Guide is a Pyromancy build, so I'm not going to be relying on Darkmoon Blade as much on that build. So I'm thinking I'm just going to save a little bit of time and show myself farming for Darkmoon Blade with my Dex Faith build. Now, the best way to farm for it is probably by killing just the first 2 knights, because they're far easier to kill. If you kill the Red-Eye Knight that I just took out, it takes a little bit longer to get to him, and if you just kill the first 2 knights, you can literally just run up and down the stairs to get to the bonfire and reset the enemies. So let's see here. So the first knight is gonna come out and he's gonna have a spear. Try to bait his lunge attack or his R2 charge that he just did. And if you get a successful backstab with a Hornet Ring, a lot of times you'll just be able to finish them off with one R2 follow-up, so that will be an easy kill. Also, if you got a strength weapon and a Hornet Ring, chances are you might be able to kill him in one shot, depending on your damage output. And this farming is something that I don't recommend doing until later in the game, simply because you will be better equipped to increase your item discovery rate. So a gold covetous serpent ring helps, especially if you have a +2 version. Also make sure that you have rusted coins or rusted gold coins equipped to even further boost your item discovery. And even a symbol of avarice might be helpful, although it does drain your health, so do be wary of that. And over here, best way to kill the first knight, what you want to do is just kind of bait his lunge attack, and then you can just roll behind him and backstab. So right now, I got it to the point where I only need one Proof of Concord. I did previously churn in 10 to get the Darkmoon Ring, and I will show you guys the ring as well before I churn in the other 20 rewards, but I still need one more in order to get the Darkmoon Blade. So I'm just farming for one single Proof of Concord right now. And this, as some of you already know, this is kind of almost a take back to pure Bladestone farming in Demon Souls. A lot of you remember how obnoxious it was and how extremely low the drop rate was for that. And this seems just as bad at times, except you need 30 of these Proof of Concord items. So hopefully they'll be able to fix the Covenant where you're not relying on extremely fickle RNG to farm for those items. Now, the Blade of the Darkmoon is also not quite as good as it was in Dark Souls 1. If you remember in Dark Souls 1, that's a miracle that personally I used the most. And what made it so good is that not only did it do ridiculous buff damage, but it also scaled not only with your faith and your talisman, but it also scaled with your Covenant ranking. So if you were Devout Darkmoon Blade and had the max rank, you would do the most damage. You get the most damage out of this miracle. Unfortunately, it's not the case here, and it does comparable damage to the Lightning Blade. And Lightning Blade is slightly more useful just because you can use it with the Lightning Clutch ring, and a lot of the miracles do lightning damage, so it just seems to synergize a little bit better. And those rusted coins can be purchased from patches. Also, this is a good way to farm for some upgrade materials.
Alright, and finally I was able to obtain the last elusive Proof of Concord Kept. So now that I've gotten 20 of them, and do keep in mind that I already turned in 10 to obtain the Darkmoon Ring, so you do need to obtain 30 of them in total. Now I'm going to go ahead and teleport to Prison Tower in order to turn those in. Okay, now here, when you arrive at the prison tower, make sure you turn in, first, you gotta turn in 10 of them, 10 of those proofs in order to obtain Darkmoon Ring, which adds many slots for 2 minutes. It adds 2 additional slots. So if you run the Sorcery or Miracle of Pyromancer build, this is one of the rings you might want to consider. So now we're gonna go ahead and turn in additional 20 proofs of Concord Kept.
My blade of the eye, this is a please. Take as a shade of Father Gwyn, persevere in thy knightly. I would speak to my brother of this one day. I speak of thee.
And here we go. We received the Darkmoon Blade Miracle.
Off so soon, may the dark moon.
So, on this note, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video. Next up, we're going to continue into Archdragon Peak. So, thank you very much for watching. And as always, have a great day.